Hello, and thank you for joining today's Power Hour. My name is Sue Bernardin, and I'm the Associate Director of Gift Planning at St. John's University, alongside Susan Damiani, um, the Director of Gift Planning. As you may know, the Power Hour series is brought to you by the McAllen Society, the Legacy Society at St. John's. This series explores a diverse range of topics, from art and lifestyle to estate and financial planning, to fitness and health, and travel and food, and more. There's something for everyone. Today, I have the honor of introducing Maryann Kreischer, owner of Body and Brain in Franklin Square. Maryann is a retired reading teacher who joined the Body and Brain mindfulness practice 11 years ago. Through her experience and training, she has had the opportunity to create a healthier condition in her body. She has received specific training in gut health and the importance of it for overall well-being. We're so excited for Maryann to share her knowledge with us. So I'm going to let you take it away. Thanks so much.
Thank you. I'm really happy to be here, everybody. And as Sue said, I didn't know I had issues with my gut, actually. That was when I first started. I thought, yeah, my digestion's fine. I'm okay. Everything seems to work. I'm fine, until I started exploring gut health a little bit more. The condition that I had most prevalently was a lot of inflammation in my joints and incredible anxiety, just pervasive all the time. So I had no idea that they were related. Okay. And so in my study, I have learned like so much about myself by learning about my gut and its condition. And it's really a pleasure to be able to share that with everybody. All right, I'm going to share my screen. I'm going to hope that it works. We all know what this is like here, right? Okay, 2 years into Zoom. Good. Okay, can you see? All right, very good. So the wonder of your gut. All right, very good. Okie doke. So it's said, actually, that Hippocrates, who's the father of medicine in ancient Greece, claimed that all disease, or dis-ease, begins in the gut, okay? And basically what he's referring to is the balance of our sympathetic and parasympathetic nervous systems, okay? And to understand what that means really is our state of fight or flight, or our state of rest and digest. And our state of fight or flight is supposed to be a very short, temporary condition to pour all kinds of hormones into our body and adjust our blood flow so that we can take care of ourselves and keep ourselves safe. It's not supposed to be our dominant state of condition. Unfortunately, in modern times, stress has created the situation where more times we're in fight or flight state and less times in rest and digest. And so if we're not in rest and digest, then our abdomen is going to be having a lot of trouble and be in a very kind of stressful situation. And this was what I had experienced, although outwardly I seem to have a good running mechanism. Now, not so much. Okay, good. Okay, so I want everybody right now to say hello to your belly button. Okay, I know your head's popped up, right? My belly button. What do I care about my belly button? Yeah, I know. Most likely you haven't really thought about your belly button since you were a kid. Whoops, so sorry, didn't mean to do that. You haven't thought about your belly button since you were a kid, and I want to assure you that it is more than just a lint holder. Okay, at some point in time, probably you poked around in your belly button and someone maybe pushed your hand away and said, stop that, don't do that. Okay, and then we kind of ignored it. But really, the belly button is the center of our body. If we could fold ourselves in the fold would be our belly button. Okay, and if you want to center yourself, to feel centered and connected to yourself, connect yourself at the center. Feel your belly button. Be aware of your belly button. Okay? It was once your lifeline. It was where your life began. This little thing that we pay no attention to has such significance. It's our connection to our mother. And although that connection has been cut physically, our body and this part of our body actually still holds the memory of that connection. So oftentimes people feel a connection to their mother. They have memories that come up when they stimulate their belly button or touch it. But beyond just touching that, okay, our belly button is like the central part for, and the connection for all of our body's important systems, the systems that we need to live, okay? So all around your belly button, just behind your belly button, your digestive system, nervous system, circulatory system, your immune system, your endocrine system, all of those exist, okay? You didn't know there was so much in your body, did you? All right, so our gut is like a little universe, okay? And the belly button is kind of like the sun. It's at the center of all of these systems in our body that needs to interact with each other, that needs to exist independently and with all the other systems. Otherwise, the whole system, our life, our body, has issues. And just like many other things in our world, it's really a little micro universe, because we can really see when there's a problem with one thing, it affects something else and then affects something else. And so our circulatory system, digestive system, nervous system, lymphatic system, our endocrine systems are all right there, okay? And it's kind of like command central, okay? I know everybody right now is probably touching their bellies and saying, this is real? There's so much is going on right here? I can't believe it. I just have a little gurgling from what I ate for lunch. All right, yeah. I know, me too. All right, some interesting gut facts. I promise not to give you an overwhelming amount of information, okay? But we have approximately 28 feet of intestines. 28 feet. So when you think of a room, all right, maybe your living room, or for me here at the center, it's my training room. What's curled up inside of me is like the length of that room. That's an incredible length of stuff, okay? That's an amazing kind of superhighway that's in our body that is all connected to the rest of our body, right? And so along those 28 feet, all right, we have all kinds of fluids and muscles and nerves and blood and waste and bacteria and hormones all inside of that for 28 feet. It's a lot. It's a lot. And then inside of that, okay, is approximately 30% of your blood volume. Okay, so I want you to think about what that really means when we think about the blood pumping through our body. Okay, about at any moment, about 1/3 of your total body blood volume is in your gut, is in your intestines. Okay, so if you have stress or you have indigestion or you have something going on inside of there, blood's not circulating the way that it should. And then your heart has to work so much harder to pump that blood along. Okay? Underneath our gut are our hips and our legs. And then most especially as we get a little bit older, it's really important for our blood to pump all the way to our extremities, okay? All the way to our toes and back again. But if we have stress in our abdomen, if we've got something that's hindering that flow of blood moving along, then our legs and our feet are not going to have the blood flow that like we want. Okay, and so then the cells in our legs won't be getting the oxygen and the nutrients that they need. We won't be releasing the carbon dioxide. And then that stuff will get stuck inside of us. And that's what causes like certain toxic situations in our body, is when we can't circulate those things really well. Okay, so we have 28 feet of all of these things, and we have so much blood volume. Right now, everybody's starting to feel like everything's getting so heavy in their body. I know, it's okay. We have the enteric nervous system, which is in our gut. So this is an awesome book. I'll show you when I stop sharing my screen. It's called The Mind-Gut Connection. It's by Emran Mayer. And he talks about how like our gut is like our second brain. There are like 5 times as many neurons in our abdomen as there is in our spinal cord. Not really surprising, because there's 28 feet of our intestines, all along which there are neurons. So of course there's a lot of neurons, you know, in our abdomen. And interestingly enough, the neurological system in our gut can operate independently of the brain. So our enteric nervous system gets signals about any kind of chemical or thermic or mechanical changes inside of our abdomen, and it automatically makes responses. Okay, the signal doesn't go to the brain and then back again. It happens in your gut. So our gut brain, our second brain, can actually operate independently from the brain. It does communicate with the brain along the vagus nerve. And then I know this is not a big surprise to you by now, but your vagus nerve runs right directly behind your belly button. So when you stimulate your belly button, or when you focus just your mind on your belly button, you're focusing a lot of energy there to that vagus nerve, allowing the communication to open up. Okay, so this enteric nervous system, your second brain in your gut brain, is really, really important. Okay, all right, great. Hormones. I know. Which among us doesn't love talking about hormones? Oh my gosh, they're either too much, they're too little, okay? But these hormones we can talk about. In our gut is where we produce 50% of dopamine and 90% of serotonin. 90% of serotonin, the stuff that makes us feel calm and peaceful. Dopamine makes us feel happy. This is what we want, right? We don't want the other stuff going on. We want this going on. But when there's an issue with your gut, we can't produce those kinds of things. So if inside of us there's an imbalance or there's a disruption, it interferes with the production of these things. So when you're feeling very sad, okay, or feeling sometimes depressed, okay, you're not producing dopamine and serotonin the way that you regularly would if all of your systems were in balance, okay? And so although these are feelings that maybe you're feeling with your head and with your heart, much of it is really the root of it is in your gut. All right. And so by creating a better balance of all the systems that are in your gut, then you can create the conditions so that these hormones that make us feel good, that allow us to sleep at night, okay, these things we can actually improve. Okay. So often when we're feeling imbalanced, we're feeling sad, things like that, you know, we take a pill, we have a drink, we eat something, okay? And all of those things, as much as I love chocolate, and I don't turn down a glass of wine for sure, but a lot of those things that we think are going to say, oh, this is going to make me feel better, actually disrupts the system more and creates a system where we're so not likely to have any dopamine or serotonin produced. All right. Don't worry, it doesn't mean you can't ever have a glass of wine, though. And no one's ever going to have me give up my chocolate. That's just all there is to it. All right, great. So it's really important for our hormones, our endocrine system to be in balance. All right, so your fascial network. Whew. All right, so tension and relaxation in our gut impacts all the regions of our body. Our fascia is a substance that is around the muscles of our body, okay? And when it is inactive and cold, okay, it stiffens. So I'm sure I'm not the only person who has driven in a car, even for a short period of time, gotten out of the car and been so stiff, right? One time, actually, I drove only the 15 minutes from my center to a store near my house. And as I was getting out of the car, some woman holds the door open for me and says, "It's okay, take your time," because I was so stiff getting out of the car. And I thought, oh, I wish you knew what I did for a living. But that fascia will stiffen up. It's actually the fascia that stiffens up during rigor mortis, okay? It makes the corpse very stiff. So as we move and we keep things moving, it's really good. And all of us, I'm sure, shoulders, elbows, knees, we feel that, okay? But we also have fascia in our abdomen, around our organs, around our intestines, okay? Around the pelvis area. And then when that tenses up, it creates this stiffness, this tension in the gut, but it also connects to a system of fascia. So that tension that you hold in your abdomen may be making your shoulder so much stiffer than it needs to be. So that when we relax our abdomen, our shoulder, okay, that feels a little bit better. So even though it seems like that's so silly, how can I make my left knee feel better by exercising or breathing deeply to my abdomen? But it can, by circulating energy and warming your gut up a little bit, it really helps to release a lot of that tension. All right, here's to the really good stuff inside our gut. All right, our gut microbiome. So I described it as a universe, okay? But then when you go even deeper, it's really so cool. We have our own microbiome inside of us, all kinds of flora and fauna, okay? And actually, there's more bacterial microbes in our gut than we have human cells. So if we took all the living things that were in our gut and we added up how many things make us human, we're more bacteria than we are human, okay? Which is a little bit mind-blowing. So we have all these living organisms inside of us, but it's also very cool. We have all these living organisms inside of us. And, you know, what we know nowadays about climate and microbiomes and things like that is that everything is connected, okay? And so we're born with certain bacteria, and then we develop and grow bacteria according to how we live, okay? Which is why people in Mexico can drink the water, okay? But we can't, okay? It's why people who have grown up in Italian households can eat pasta without having an issue. I can't eat that much pasta, I would die. Okay, but I grew up in an Irish household and I can eat more potatoes than anybody can eat in the world, okay? So it's how our body can respond to its environment. And so we develop these microbes in our body based on our circumstances, our environment, and the foods that we eat, the drugs that we take, the stress levels of our bodies, okay? And so by paying attention to these things, we can create a really good, balanced environment. Unfortunately, we live with stress every day. And sometimes we live with times that are a lot of stress. And then that creates a system where different bacteria come in, and then the, for lack of a better term, the good bacteria and the bad bacteria are kind of fighting together, which gives us, an unfortunate situation in our abdomen. Or we are exposed to a virus that just happened, or we we took a lot of antibiotics because we had chronic ear infections as a child, okay? And before we were able to have tubes put in, we'd taken a lot of antibiotics. And then that kind of messed up the balance of those microbes in our gut, all right? So all of these things are so interconnected that if one thing gets thrown off, then it affects everything else. So our gut has all of these things together. And then one thing I didn't put on the slide, but it's really important, is our immune system. So we have like lymph nodes along our neck. When we say we're sick, the doctor goes, oh, and checks our neck. Okay. We have them under our arm. But the bulk of our lymphatic system is along, it kind of runs in like an arch along the bottom of our lower abdomen. Okay. And when that system is activated, that's what fights off disease. Okay. And so when it's not activated, when it's kind of cold, when it's ignored, when it's not working in its optimum condition because of stress and tension, when it doesn't have blood flow and plasma flow through it, okay, then it can't fight it. And then your body has a really hard time when outside things come in, which is going to happen all the time. It's just how well can we fight it? So our immune system as well is here in our abdomen. So it's so important to keep this gut healthy. All right. It's really, really important to keep this gut healthy. So, the next obvious question is like, what's a body to do? Right? What are we going to do about this? All right. So it's our choice. We can improve the situation without a doubt. Okay. I know it's the same old stuff that they tell you all the time. Limit sugar and fats, avoid processed foods, increase your fiber. Okay. And it's the truth. As much as we like the convenience of takeout. Okay. It's the truth. Okay. So if you can feel like, oh, I don't have too much processed sugar in my body, I'm kind of reducing my animal fats, then your body is going to respond. Okay. Be careful about increasing fiber. Please pay attention to what your body is saying. Okay. And then here's where you really need to pay close attention to your gut, because our gut instincts, our gut sense is almost always true. Our thinking sense, that's a little tricky. Okay. Our mind and our thoughts can lead us in all different directions, but our gut sense always connects us to what's actually really happening inside. So you can judge for yourself when you have too much sugar or too much caffeine or not enough caffeine. I have a headache. Whatever your system is, you can judge and see it. Okay. Increasing too much fiber, it's really good to do that. But for some people, it creates like real distress inside. So I had the condition. It took me about a month and a half actually to figure this out. I have a very strong sensitivity to oats. I know, what's more benign than oats, right? Oats, oatmeal. Everybody says, eat oatmeal. It's so good for you. I love oatmeal. Oatmeal doesn't love me. And it took me a little while to figure out why I had to leave my classroom in a hurry a couple of days a week, because I was enjoying my oatmeal. And after I cut that out, the situation was stopped. please, this next one, varying food sources, is really important. I know I do, we get kind of stuck with the same foods all the time. Oh, I always have a yogurt for breakfast, blah, blah, blah. When you vary your food sources, then you vary the different bacteria that come in with them, okay? Or the vitamins and nutrients that the bacteria need to live, okay? And then that allows that microbiome to be varied, and we want diversity. We want it to be stable and diverse, because then it can work as best as possible. So eating the same foods all the time, okay, may not be a good choice. Try to vary your food sources, okay? Choose one food, and give it a go, all right? And then probiotics are really important to our gut health. I'm not necessarily saying that we need to go and purchase like a pill form of a probiotic. I happen to take one, but you can discuss with your doctor what you need, or you can try one and then see, how does this make me feel? Really pay attention, because everybody's microbiome is a little bit different from the other person's. And so we want to make sure that what we put in creates the balance of what we want. We want to increase our healthy bacteria and decrease the harmful bacteria. All right. So if we put in something that throws that balance off, then we may be doing more harm than good. So please be careful about it. Natural forms of probiotics, though, are things that have like live culture and fermented foods, like kombucha, like yogurt, like not yogurt though, that's like the super creamy, really sweet, delicious stuff. Okay, but like Greek yogurt. What else? Sauerkraut, kimchi, kefir. I can't think of any other sources at the moment, of course, but those kinds of fermented foods, they will naturally have live organisms in them. And then we can eat foods with that live organism, and then they help to improve the situation in our gut, the balance of bacteria. Okay, and then exercise. Okay, that's really important. Aerobic exercise, like walking, is really good. Walking's such a good exercise, and it actually helps your gut in that it keeps that blood flowing. Okay, it keeps the fluids in your body moving. It helps with your digestion. Okay, it helps calm your mind. It gives you a repetitive motion so your brain can relax. Okay, all of those are really good things that are connected to your brain. And then when you feel those things, it feels really good. So regular exercise, I put down walking. Maybe you like to ride a bicycle. Maybe you skateboard. I don't know. Maybe you rollerblade. Just find something that you can do, and you don't have to do it, for an hour. Just do something and move your body. Allow your body to get warmer. Okay, our body temperature is really, really important, and our gut temperature is really important. So just by raising your body temperature just a little bit, I don't mean a fever, I mean 1 degree, allows your whole body system to work that much better. Your immune system kicks in, your everything else is a little warmer and softer, so everything can work. Peristalsis can do its job if it's not so cold and stiff, okay? So keeping that body temperature, warming yourself up is really, really important, okay? And then any kind of abdominal or core exercises that you can do are really good for particularly bringing heat to the core, all right? You can do crunches, you can do planks, or you can do something very simple. I'll show you a very simple abdominal exercise that you can do. Anybody can do it, and you can do it anywhere. But it just helps you focus on your abdomen. And then please, 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 please pay attention to whether you relax or not. Relaxation is one of the hardest things to do because we don't. We're out of practice. We're always going. Where's my to-do list? All right. And even when we don't have a to-do list, our mind is thinking about all of these things, okay? So relaxing and feeling your breath are really good for allowing your whole body, not just your neck and shoulders, your whole body to relax. And that's really, really important, okay? All right, awesome. I'm going to stop sharing my screen. Good, thank you so much. This is that book, actually, that I was talking about, the Mind-Gut Connection. You can see I have a gajillion notes and post-its. It's just me. All right, great. So I want to show you, before we go on, I want us to connect to our guts, and I want to show us some exercises that we can do to help increase our temperature a little bit, okay? And I realize everybody maybe isn't in a space where, you know, they can do tremendous exercise. So what I want you to do is just let your hands rest on your abdomen, okay? So you're actually feeling your abdomen. It's okay to touch your belly, okay? That's an okay thing to do. Good. And then I want you to push your belly out like you just had a big meal. And then pull the belly button to the back and push out and pull back. It doesn't have to be a big giant movement. It can be just very little, but you will feel it. So push and pull. We call these intestine exercises here at my center. And that sounds a little bit disgusting, but in actuality, that's really what we're trying to do, is exercise the muscles all around the intestines. So keep going, okay? I do thousands of these a day. If you just do a few, it's okay. Good. And then let's just count a little bit. I'll count for you to keep a rhythm going. The rhythm is important because it helps your brain to relax. So just keep pushing and pulling very gently. As long as your mind is connected, it's really good. 1, 2, 3, 4. Relax your shoulders. 5, 6. Some of you have your eyes closed. That's awesome. 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 20. 1, 2, 3, 4. You may feel stiffness, some tension, some resistance to the movement. That's okay. That's the tension that's in your gut that a minute ago you didn't even really know that you had. Ooh, 37, 8, 9, 40. I know you're getting warmer. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 50. Good. If your abdomen feels warmer than it did before, a nice big smile on your face so I can see it. Yeah, right? It feels warmer. Good. Did it? You, Donna, you took your camera on, yay, to show me your smile. How wonderful. That's awesome. Good. Very, very good. And then if you felt in the beginning, oh, so stiff, and then it got a little bit more of a rhythmic thing, give me 2 thumbs up. Some of you yes, some of you no. Some of you 1 thumb, maybe, not quite. All right, that's okay. Yeah. That's fine. That's fine. Good. If you thought about your abdomen and you kind of focused on the space behind your belly button for the first time in a very long time, okay? Wave your hands like this. Yeah, right? How often do you really think about this spot, except when it hurts? All right, when you have a bellyache, it's the only thing you can think of. Oh my God. But most of the time we take it for granted, not unlike our feet, okay? And so when you feel your abdomen, you can pay attention there, and then you can become aware of, oh, the tension. It was really hard to push and pull. It didn't want to do it. Or, oh, it changed. I felt a change in my abdomen. It was cold and then it got warmer. It was stiff and then it got softer. Or I just really broke my mind there. I didn't even think about it until just then. Okay. And so all of those things can help improve the condition of your gut. All right. Good. All right. Just gently, however you're seated, you can just twist your waist a little bit. Okay, so if you have a back condition, if you have a neck condition, please adjust any movement that I do. I don't know you personally, so I can't, I don't want anybody to get hurt. Good, very good. Thank you. Just feel your waist. And then as you move, you'll feel your hips against the chair. Good. And then you'll feel your waist. You may feel the lunch that you ate beforehand. Ugh, good. As you twist a little bit, you may start to feel, I have a little twitch, this little twinge in the right side. Oh boy, right? That's just some stiff energy that's there. Your abdomen's going to be so happy. Oh, good job. Keep twisting a little more. Your spine feels a little happier because you're twisting. Our spines love to twist. Breathe out. Good job. Very, very good. Come back to the center. I want you to take your left hand and raise it up as high as you can. And if you have shoulder issue, it's okay. Don't worry about it. And then I want you to straighten your spine and move your arm back as much as you can. Just feel a deep stretch along the left side. I can go far, really back far, but that's because I do this for a living, okay? And then feel the side of your body. The right side's going to be relaxed. The left side's going to be stretching. Try to stretch just a little bit more. Oh, good. Maybe you feel your stomach. You didn't know that you could feel your stomach. It's inside of you. I don't want to feel anything inside of me, but actually, maybe I do. And release the arm down. Breathe in. Exhale. Shake out that shoulder and arm. Release any tension. Good job. We're going to do the same thing on the right side. Okay. And again, make whatever adjustment you need to. Arm comes up. Pull it back as much as you can while you're seated in the chair. Good. Just try to straighten the spine as much as you can. You'll get a nice deeper stretch. Keep going a little bit more. Good job, everybody. Ooh, breathe out. And then when you feel, I think that's all I can do, try to go just a smidge more. Don't worry about this condition. Feel inside your abdomen. Oh, good, Donna. And release down. Oh, good job, Anne-Marie. Very, very good. Breathe in. And out. Ooh, good. Very, very good. Does your abdomen feel a little more alive? Maybe you have some tingling sensation? Okay. Yeah. Very good. Sue's doing this one. Right. Exactly. Oh, I feel like I can move a little bit more easily. Good job. Very, very good. All right. Good. So exercise is important. Okay. I don't want to take up all of our time with this. You can walk. It's a beautiful day. It's nice and warm. We're going to do a little bit of breathing and meditation for relaxation. So I want you to make yourself comfortable wherever you are. Okay. And then when you're sitting in the chair, please make sure that you feel solidly in the middle of the chair. And your spine is straight, but not, not military stiff, because that creates tension. So relax your shoulders. Good. And then close your eyes, relax. Very good. Very, very good. Breathe in and just exhale. Good. Breathe in. Let your shoulders drop as you exhale. Good. Please take your left hand, place it on the left side of your body, just under your ribs. Breathe in and exhale again. And then feel whether your hand is warm against your body and if your body is warm against your hand. Your hand is just about where your stomach is. As you breathe in and out, I want you to feel gratitude for all the work that your stomach does. Breaking down the food so we can get nutrients. Good. Breathing in and exhale out. Good job. Very good. And then let your right hand come to the same spot on the right side, just under the ribs. And as you breathe, I want you to just focus your mind on your liver. You can't live without your liver. As you breathe in and out, try to relax your liver. Allow it to just do its job. Feel gratitude for it. If you hold tension here in your mind, just say, oh, I'm sorry. Thank you so much. Good. As you breathe in and out, feel the warmth of your hand against the warmth of your body. And then let both hands just rest around the belly button. Mostly your small intestine is there. If you have big hands, maybe you're touching your large intestine. Good. And then relax and breathe. Very good. If you're feeling adventurous, you can let one of your fingers explore your belly button and just stimulate gently. You're not impaling yourself, you're just giving it a little wiggle. And feel connection to the very center of your being, the very core of your physical self is right here. Feel your body. Breathing in, exhale. Good. Very good. And then feeling again the warmth of your hands against the warmth of your body. I want you to just feel your breath for a few breaths. Feel breathing in, the whole breath in, and then the whole breath out. But please breathe very naturally. Don't try to make it deeper or longer than your body is ready for. That creates more tension. Just breathe and pay attention to it. In and out, whatever is your natural breathing pattern. And let your whole mind, your whole body relax into that rhythm. Breathing in, exhale. Breathing in and out. Breathing in and out. Good. And then just sweep around your abdomen. Breathe in and then smile out. Oh. Good job. Your faces all look so much more relaxed. So I want you to just test your spots on your body that are usually cranky. Your neck, good. Sue's testing her neck, right? Your shoulders, maybe it's your back, okay? Do they feel a little more relaxed? Do they feel a little bit easier, smoother, okay? Good, very, very good, excellent. I would love to hear some questions or some reaction to the exercise and breathing that we did. As far as I'm concerned, you can just jump in there.
I have a
Yes.
question. With the first exercise that you did, when you were counting 10 to 10 and then to 20, were you supposed to be extending your abdomen for 10, or was it
Oh, I'm so
faster?
sorry. No, in and out. I cannot, maybe that's too fast. Maybe you needed a slower pace.
Right.
Okay. And that's perfectly fine.
Okay.
Okay. As I say, I do thousands of these a day. So that's my pace. But if you want to do a slower pace, then by all means, do it. But whatever your pace is, that rhythm is really important. Our brain, whether it's our brain in our head or our gut brain, loves rhythm. That's why we like music and dancing so much. It can relax. Okay, so good, excellent. Go ahead, Sue. What did you want to say?
Oh no, I just want to also reiterate, it was such a wonderful exercise. I feel so relaxed. So thank you. And
Oh,
if any of you ladies want to comment, please feel free to unmute yourself. It's an open forum now, so come join the come join the discussion.
great, great, awesome. Okay, if you're having any gut issues, please, like you can private message me and things like that. That's quite all right. Absolutely.
Constipation.
Constipation. Constipation happens because our intestines get very stiff, okay? And then the stress in our intestine and then a lack of fluid flowing through our intestines don't allow peristalsis to do its job. Peristalsis is the pumping action of the intestines, the muscles in the intestines, okay? And then we can't push the elimination, the waste out of our body because this gets stiff. So if this is stiff, it's not going to pump as much. So stuff gets stuck there. If there's not enough fluid, we don't have the help to help things to relieve. So by simply creating heat and relaxation, then we can get back to it. And then again, because our gut brain and our brain really like rhythm, peristalsis is one of the rhythms that's controlled by your brainstem. And that rhythmic action, if you can move your abdomen very rhythmically, it's really important. Okay. Yeah. So constipation. And then again, like the foods that you eat, you'll find, I'm sure you know that there are some that trigger your constipation and some that kind of make it a little bit better. But stress is more than just the foods that we eat. Stress really impacts how well our intestines function. Yeah. Yeah. Very good. Oh, Maryann, another Maryann, though not spelled the same way as me.
Well, I enjoyed your session very much. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, need to work more on my abdomen.
I forgot to say something before too, and it has to do with like this rhythm. So when we talk about our blood flow, okay, in our gut, okay, there was like this study done of people who had had heart attacks, and emergency people came to do CPR with them. And they did this study that if they alternated chest compressions with abdominal compressions, the outcome was significantly better because the blood flowed throughout the whole body rather than just here. Okay, so by moving your abdomen, by getting it to move rhythmically, we really help that blood flow, which is important to our brain, our memory, our lungs. Okay, everything needs blood and oxygen to survive. So it's really, really important. Great.
That's wonderful. I wanted to ask, what do you recommend that we do when we first wake up? Should we do these breathing exercises? What can you recommend for us?
I would recommend that when you wake up in the morning, before you even get out of bed, if you can do that, I have to run to the bathroom, but before you get out of bed, if you can, okay, do some of those intestine exercises. It warms up your gut right away. You can do them laying down, sitting up, standing. I do it on the grocery line. So you can do it anywhere. Nobody really knows what you're doing, okay? And then just push and pull, even if it's just a few times. What happens is your mind goes right there, a lot of blood and energy start to flow there, okay? And then it gets your body like awakened. It helps your body to awaken. It will help to flow blood in your body before you try to stand up. It will help to warm up all that fascia before you try to stand up and you're so stiff, okay? If it can't be the very first thing, okay, then try to do it pretty close. The other thing I would strongly suggest, and this is coming from somebody who practically has coffee as an IV in the morning, please have some hot water, not boiling, but hot water in your stomach before you put anything else in your stomach. Please make sure that you have something warm in your stomach. It's really, really important to keep your abdomen warm. So I sleep with a hot stone. You plug it in, it gets really hot. When it's first unplugged, it's really, really hot. But I keep my belly warm when I first go to bed at night. And that helps my abdomen to stay nice and warm. And then when I wake up, I keep my abdomen warm. We love ice here in the United States, but me too. But it's really important to keep your belly really warm if you can. So when I'm making my coffee in the morning, I take some of that hot water before I make my coffee, and I drink that. I really want my coffee, but I drink that hot water first. Nice, clean, purified hot water. It's kind of like priming the pump. Okay. So you get everything in there, things can sort of warm up and activate, and it's a really good way to begin the day. It was a good question. Thank you.
That's amazing that you mentioned that, because my mom, ever since I was small, she always said, you start your day with a glass of hot water. I think I always thought, I always assumed it was sort of because I'm from China. So in the Chinese culture, you drink hot water like it's regular water. So rarely do we include ice cubes in our water. So to me, it's sort of like a normal routine, but it's great to hear from you.
Yeah. Well, this is Korean practice. So I think there is a lot of belief in that Asian practices of that hot water stuff. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. It's
Well,
true. Really drink hot water. Don't drink cold water, please. Okay. Donna, go ahead.
I'm all Italian, and I remember my grandmother, when I'd stay at her house, there would be hot vegetable water. So it was green water that she would give me to drink. And
Wow.
at the time, I thought it was awful. And now I could see why she lived to 93 years old, because she was getting the hot water and the nutrients from the vegetables.
And she wasn't wasting that water that she had cooked the things in from the night before.
That's right.
I mean, really, it's really awesome, right? We're part of nature. We have to stick with the recycling business, right? Yeah.
Absolutely.
Oh,
I know.
that's great.
Wonderful. I know Jerry mentioned she starts her morning off with warm water and lemon, which I hear it's like the rave.
I like that.
Yeah. Oops, that's somebody's phone.
Oh, I think that's someone's phone. Oh no. Do we have any more questions, ladies?
Any other questions?
Any other questions?
Comments? Or just express how you felt if you like, oh, I couldn't believe this happened or that. Yeah, it's fine.
I loved the class. It was fantastic. It was very interesting. I took a whole page of notes.
Oh, good.
You're such a great student.
Wow, Donna, that's great.
That
Yeah.
helps me to read it over and remember. And then when my husband comes home, I'll fill him in on everything I learned too. So thank you so much.
No, that's
Great.
wonderful. And Donna, if you like this class, make sure to join us on Saturdays, because we do have a fitness class with one of Maryann's yoga instructors, and it's been so wonderful. And I know everyone's been enjoying it, so definitely give it a try. I'll send out reminders. But I want to thank Maryann, because I think this was such a much needed class. Super informative. I feel so much more attuned to my own well-being. I'm going to review this recording again just to learn those exercises a bit more. But I hope you all enjoyed it. And if you, we do have more programming planned for Women's Month. So I will share Maryann's contact at the end of this session. So don't worry, I will get you all connected to Maryann, and she can help you with your gut health. But if you do have time, please do join us for the remainder of Women's History Month. We have something planned for you every Tuesday at 1 p.m. So next month, we're going to talk about women in retirement that face unique issues, because men and women do face unique issues during retirement. So come and join us. We're going to hear from experts in that field. And then we're going to have a Women's History Month luncheon celebrating the women of St. John's on the 26th at the Garden City Hotel. So if you're available, please do join us. I'll send you the information. And then we're going to end Women's History Month with Maryann again. She's going to come back and give us a talk about Tai Chi and Qigong. Qigong. So that's going to be really interesting. And then we're going to see if the Gem and Johnnies like Tai Chi. We'll see. But it's been so wonderful to see all of you. So I do thank you all for joining us for today's Power Hour. And I will be sending the recording once it's available. And please do feel free to email me with any questions, and I will share Maryann's contact so you can get a hold of her. But have a wonderful day. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So.